Welcome to episode 175 of the Mutt Podcast, a member of the Odd Pods Media Network. Listen in as we discuss the dark and sometimes weird true stories in American politics. I'm Tina Jaramillo.
And I'm Hillary Doherty.
Oh.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi. How do I look? Shh. How do I look?
Amazing.
That shush was for me. Because I was laughing too hard at myself. I'll tell you what, 2 episodes ago, so I guess it was 173, I was cracking myself up, like falling off the chair laughing, and I was like, well, at least somebody's laughing at your dumb ass, because...
I can't tell you one of my favorite things in the world is to go back and edit, and I just laugh and laugh to myself.
It's so funny that you said that, because I was thinking today how funny you are when I go to edit, because I don't think I pick up on the little Tina's throwing fucking things out that are so funny.
They are?
Yes! And I hear them when I go to edit because I'm too busy with my fucking yapping. And I was just like, oh my God, so fucking funny, Tina. It's so good. So, we're going to karaoke. I was thinking I'm going to wear this to karaoke.
Yes.
Okay.
All of it. All of it.
And then we had a problem with the camera before this. So I'm like, I can't believe I have to work under these conditions.
I know. Listen, GoPro, get your shit together.
GoPro, you
get
motherfuckers.
Your fucking products in
But
line.
also, do you sponsor? Hi.
Yes.
Hi. You want to sponsor us? Please. All right. Well, here's what I got for the upfront. Now, remember, we are recording this 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
We're recording this on May 5th, so please forgive us if we miss something next 2 weeks.
Forgive us our trespasses, please.
As we forgive those who trespass against us.
P.S. That's the Republican Party.
And lead us not.
But I'm not going to forgive them,
though. All right.
Okay, so we have a lot.
Friday.
Friday recording. One thing, I know we're going to talk about SCOTUS.
Yeah.
But one thing that came out a couple weeks ago now, based on our drop date of this episode, that I found really shocking and scary is in Texas. Did you hear this story about Harris County?
No.
So in Harris County, Texas, it's a Democratic county.
Okay.
Primarily votes blue. And they recently they put a GOP appointee who has the power to cancel election results in that county.
I did see this.
And what a scary precedent.
Well, let me tell you something.
What a scary precedent.
If you think DeSantis is scary, get a load of Governor Abbott.
I mean,
like,
this guy.
This Texas and that governor, holy moly. Holy moly. Bad news. Bad news.
It's incredible to me that the people of Texas, and I know that's not everyone in the state of Texas, because there's got to be people like us in the state of Texas, and that's the thing, like, where we talked about this before, where we hear these horrible bills and then people will comment like, that's what you get, Texas. And it's like, well, no, there's not all of the people there are voting for these things,
Well,
and it's like,
when they say things like that about Florida, it fucking lose my mind.
I mean, it's like, things are going to go to the streets soon.
Oh, yeah. Not soon enough, if you ask me. Yeah. So you want to talk about SCOTUS real quick? I'm going to put these back on in a second because I have to wear them a little bit for my story.
Oh.
Hi.
Hello.
So now SCOTUS is blowing up, right? And if you pay attention, you'll see shits everywhere. Well, there's a senator in the U.S. Senate, and his name is Whitehouse, Senator Whitehouse. He's from Rhode Island.
Oh,
Sheldon.
God,
Sheldon. I think it's Sheldon
guy.
Whitehouse.
Yeah.
Looks like your average, history teacher, history professor, whatever. This motherfucker's been in there for a long time. And guess what his main thing has been for the last 10, 15 years? SCOTUS. And raising the fucking the red flag every fucking minute. Saying,
hello.
Thomas is getting
alarm.
gifts.
Yeah.
This person's over here making this. This person's over here. Every year he presents a bill that would squash all this. And make it easier, because when these things come up, there's a judiciary or a judicial committee somewhere that's judges that review these things and decide whether it should go to Congress or something like that. Like, there's this whole step in process, but
it's still
biased.
Yeah,
but they're biased, and so then nothing ever comes of it. I mean, this guy brought up Clarence Thomas in 2011 getting gifts 12 years ago. it was brought up on the floor.
And that's shocking that it wasn't.
Yeah. Because it went to this committee and then it goes away.
Yeah, and I don't remember really hearing about it.
But now more's coming. This billionaire paid for
the private school?
Yeah, private school of his Clarence Thomas's nephew. Was not really a nephew, right. It's like a son to him. Yeah. I mean, what the fuck is this? But
the funniest part of that is he's like, I like to help families in need. It's like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, SCOTUS
is not in need. I'm sorry. You are. It's not
Little Orphan Annie.
I guess if you're a billionaire, millionaires might be at the poverty level to you.
Yeah.
Or people making, 6 figures a year, that might be poverty to you, but that's not. That's not people in financial need.
No.
And I'm sure that Thomas had the means to help his nephew on his own.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so this guy's Twitter. Go to Senator Sheldon Whitehouse's Twitter and check out. There's a 5.5-minute video from him in the Senate. He's on the Judiciary Committee, which has not done anything yet, and we know why. Yeah. Feinstein. But he's on there, and there's a 5.5-minute video. He very clearly explains what this process is and how it's corrupt. And why aren't things happening? He's been asking for years, why hasn't anything happened with this? And now it's all coming up. Like, a lot of the things that were in that ProPublica article, people have known about. And also I saw this quote was tweeted from a Thomas Paine quote, which I thought is incredible. And it goes right to this. And it is, quote, a body of men holding themselves accountable to nobody ought not to be trusted by anybody, end quote. I mean, that's like 1800s, This is one of our founding fathers, I think.
Yeah, I mean. And how about
But this is why that quote was because they were creating these systems of government that hold each other accountable.
Right.
You can't have people who have the highest power in the land to say yes or no if a law is going to exist and affect 300 million people.
It's crazy.
Can't be corrupt.
It's crazy.
They have to have that sort of, the integrity.
Yeah, well,
and the belief that they are doing the right, knowing right and wrong.
And that other the
case, your last story.
Good-heartedness.
There's got to be some sort of integrity there, and there's none. And just because you can take it or get away with it doesn't mean you should be doing it. And there's 9 justices. We know now of 3, and I think I've heard some Kavanaugh stuff, so that's possibly 4.
I remember Kavanaugh stuff before, though.
Yes.
Like when it was coming up when he was going to be appointed, that there was issues about payments and stuff with him. Aside from the assault allegations.
Right, he's a rapist.
Did you hear the Kellyanne Conway and Jenny Thomas stuff today?
Mm-mm.
So supposedly she made payments to Jenny Thomas, and she's like defending, and it was concealed, and there were like notes on it like, don't let people know that you're paying.
Paying for what?
It was for like consulting shit. It was like $25,000.
I swear to God, we are never going to really know all of the things that were happening in that administration. Like, if we really knew, if the public really knew everything that was happening, it was a deluge, is that right?
Oh my God.
Of shit constantly. And it was all bad, horrible, like mind-blowing, never seen this before kind of shit. That's the stuff that we know about.
Right. And that's why I was saying 2 episodes ago, with Biden, like, Biden is like middle of the road, but like you don't hear, there's not all of this drama and trauma and trauma and trauma and trauma that you can't keep up with,
No, it's a different time now.
Yeah.
But I just saw a news story last week that 3 weeks ago, the tweet was basically, this is what the reporter wrote. If Biden was on the campaign trail and there was a bunch of reporters standing in front of him and one of them asked him a question, was holding their phone up and recording Biden talking, and Biden didn't like the question and he grabbed the phone and he threw it. Like, that would be mass story. Everybody know about it. And he said, because that just happened, but it wasn't Biden, it was Trump.
Oh, yeah.
And he did it in front of 20 reporters, and not one of them reported that happened. And I don't know if it's because it's Trump, and so it's not a big deal. But like, those are the kinds of crazy shit. That's what we need to hear about.
That's insane.
You took a reporter's phone that he's recording you on, freedom of the press. you know, they like to pick and choose which laws they like to,
and they also like to pick and choose which reporter they're going to answer. And, I mean, we know DeSantis, that's his favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
Speaking of Trump, he was in Ireland on a golf course today.
Oh, my God.
Bitching about how he's got to go to court for these rape allegations and how this woman is a liar and how she's just after him because he's a man of power and money. And that's, you know, basically like, because that's what women do. They go after people like him who have power and money. It was so disgusting. What's the
difference between that guy and another
rapist?
Yeah.
And again, I'm sorry, just because you were, my God, I can't even believe I have to say it, President of the United States.
Oh.
That doesn't mean that you cannot be held accountable for doing shit. Having money doesn't mean that you get to walk around the fucking earth and not be held accountable for your fucking shitty douchebaggery that you partake in all of your life and the scumbags that you hang out with, who are many of them rapists. And we're supposed to look at you like you have been, you know, blessed by the hand of God? Give me a break.
Could you imagine this disgusting human being?
Oh my God.
Pushing you up against the back of a door.
Jesus.
He is the most disgusting person I've ever seen. Like, fucking gross. And I'm not a fucking beauty by any stretch of the imagination, but this motherfucker, he's disgusting. No. He's disgusting. And the worst part is,
he's horrible inside and out.
What's so sad about him,
inside and out.
Not one woman would ever look at him except that his family has always had money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's got to get these brides from like other countries.
Yeah.
Because American women don't put up with that bullshit.
Yeah. I mean, well, there was the one, but...
Marla?
Yeah.
Give me a fucking break.
But, yeah, like, it's all about the money. It's all about... Do you watch Succession?
Girl, I'm in love with Succession.
So are you caught up?
Yeah.
So, like, you know that scene between...
Spoilers, maybe.
Yeah, it was a couple weeks ago now. But Tom and Shiv.
Yeah.
And he's like, I want the money. I want her in the bedroom.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they both just start laughing. And I'm like, oh my God.
No.
Like, it's so...
I don't know who to root for. I'm so glad you bring up TV. That's all the rest I want to talk about is TV stuff.
So gross.
It's all fucking gross.
But watching that, it's like, this is this thing. And the one thing, and I wish somebody would talk about it, and maybe they have, and I haven't read about it. Like, I know they talk about the clothing is very deliberate and rich on that show, purposefully. But, like, they always use the word yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, he'll be like, yeah. And I'm like, what? God. And it just, it adds this level of just smugness to it.
It's as in, there's a question mark at the end, like, you agree with me, yeah?
Yeah, but the way that they, and it's like certain characters always use it.
And they also use it as somebody says something crazy and they're like, yeah? Like, they're processing what the person's saying because of there's always this underlying, in between the words kind of meaning to everything. Do you think Shiv's gonna get fucked over by the Swede?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I was rooting for her with this backroom deal where I'm like, she's totally making a deal. She's gonna now take over the company.
I don't think it's
behind her brother's backs, but I think that this guy's a major asshole.
Well, I think that he's gonna dip now that all this other shit happened. I don't know, but of course I was pleasantly happy and surprised and pleased that he was Alexander Skarsgård is in this season because he's one of my favorite people.
Well, let me tell you something real quick.
Do you not like him? Do you
I fucking.
Do you remember him in True
Blood? Bitch, my whole body just had chills thinking about True Blood.
It was to him in that early season when he would sit in his throne and like have his arm over the hair.
We're gonna have to take a break from the show. I gotta adjust myself.
Oh, he's beautiful.
I was like, bite me and spank me.
Beautiful, hot man.
Oh my,
beautiful man.
God. Well, so here's the other thing.
He's got that brow.
All right, please. I cannot. You gotta stop.
Okay, I'll stop. I'm sorry.
The other thing is he's hot, but also, you know who I'm in love with on that show?
Oh, Rome?
Yes! And he was having that like whatever with Jerry, and I was like, I'll be your older woman, you hot motherfucker. He is so cute.
Oh my,
and he's so fucked up that I just want to take him in my arms and I want to hold him and make him feel better. You cute little baby.
So he's not my cup of tea.
And
however, he was my favorite character on that show.
Me too.
He is my favorite.
I feel so bad for him.
He's so broken.
He's so broken that it makes me...
He wants to be loved.
Listen,
oh my God.
Flood my basement. You're broken? It's like a moth to a flame, honey. Just come over to me. Because guess what? I'm broken too.
Oh
and
God.
we can just heal together. You need me to call you filthy, dirty names, little boy? Yes, God. I'll do it. He is so fucking cute.
He is, I think, one of the best characters on the show.
Forget about it. And what about the end of this last episode when he's playing that message that his brother fucked around with the audio and his dad was saying I was a small dick and he stood and he was like listening to it over and over again.
I know. I was like,
honey, deep therapy. We need deep therapy and we need Hillary. We need Hillary. To take care of you.
Oh my God.
So that brings me to I just want to talk about TV stuff. So speaking of Roman from Succession, he's played by Rory Culkin. Yeah. Rory Culkin and Jennifer Coolidge were both on deck to host the last 2 episodes of Saturday Night Live this season.
Oh.
But now with the writer's strike, I don't know if it's going to happen. But I was like, for the love of God, figure out the writer's strike because I need to see these 2 people on Saturday Night Live. Like, they would be fucking fantastic.
He's just...
I love her. I love her.
It's just, and it, you know, our generation, like, it was Macaulay, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was Macaulay Culkin was like, you know, the it boy. And he was, Rory was on...
I remember. He was little boy Pete in his bed in Home Alone.
Yes, in Home Alone. And you didn't, you know, that was sort of it.
I think he was in a movie called Brick. Maybe.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe, but I know he's been in other things.
Yeah.
But this
is
role,
a great role.
He's so funny. He's so smart. I watched the after show and they talk about the episode with the actors and the people who make the show, and it's really, really good. And it was he and Jerry, the actress who plays Jerry, would flirt like that on the show, and the writers kind of saw it, or the producer, and was like, "We should put this in the show." Isn't that funny?
Oh, hi.
So maybe like,
hi Jerry, look at you.
Right now, she's a little bit older than me, right?
She's a lot older.
Okay, I'm just like...
She's a lot older.
I was thinking
she's in her 60s.
Okay, so... But, excuse me, I watched Judge Judy, and there was a guy on the other day, he goes, I'm 44. He looked like he was 80. And I thought to myself, my God, am I tricky? Is there a trick mirror in my house?
No. Some people look good, and some just don't, girl. And I'm sorry, but we look good.
You got that right. You got that right. Oh
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. So anyway, I just finished a series on Netflix that you will fucking love. It's called The Diplomat.
Oh.
With Carrie Russell.
Oh.
And so my mom's like, my mom told me it was really great, and I was like, well, all right, let's do it. It's so fucking good. Twists and turns, and she's a U.S. diplomat to England, and her husband's a former diplomat. He's a total fucking toxic, getting involved in her shit, getting in her way, and but she's so smart and she's so fucking good. It's everything. I
gotta write it down.
And right down to the last minute of the last episode, it is twisting and turning. And I just found out it got renewed for season 2. So watch The Diplomat. It's really good.
I'm ready.
And I love her.
I love her too.
And I was watching this and I was thinking, this bitch, she had Felicity.
That hair.
She had the show The Americans. I don't know if you ever watched The Americans on FX. That show never jumps the shark.
Oh, really?
One of the best television shows I've ever fucking seen, The Americans.
I've never seen it.
No, not at one moment has it ever dipped or like, this is ridiculous.
I don't have cable, so I miss these
It might
shows.
be on Hulu or something. Check it out. The Americans is really good. She was on that. She met her husband on that show. Okay. The last show that I am now in the middle of, and I have to tell you, it's so genius. It's on something called Freevee, which is like an Amazon Prime channel. But check it. It might be on your Roku or what. Yeah. It's called Freevee. The show's called Jury Duty.
I've heard of this and I've been dying to see it because it's got this guy that I absolutely think is adorable.
James Marsden?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, he's so funny on it. He plays himself.
Yes.
It's basically the Truman Show, but as a jury.
Oh my God.
So there's everybody's acting, improv acting, and there's probably a script, but they manipulate. But one guy doesn't know it's fake. He's a regular person. He doesn't know that everyone on the show this is all fake and this is acting. He has no idea. So the whole time you're watching him, because James Marsden plays himself. This guy's running lines with James Marsden. He goes, the first day, he's like, oh, I know you from that movie. He's like, yeah. He's like, what else have you done? And James Marsden's like listing all his movies. Like, he's so embarrassed. He goes, oh, you were in Sonic? I didn't know you were in Sonic. He's totally like shit-talking James Marsden. It is so fucking funny. Tina, you have to watch it.
This because I have read things about it. People have told me about it, and I've been dying because I don't know why I think that guy is adorable. He's
adorable.
I love like a little mischievous guy, and he's got that little streak, that smile that's adorable.
Yes, and he's so fucking funny in this. He's so funny because he's playing himself, but like really obnoxious. Yeah. Like at one point he's reading a script on the couch, and he goes, oh, like he jumps up, and they're all like, what's going on? He's like, oh, it's a jump scare in my script. And then he can't tell the big director's name, but I can't tell you the name of the director. You know, he's so fucking funny. Oh my God. Tina, I love it. Please go watch Jury Duty.
I gotta find it.
Gotta find it. That's all I have.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Because here's what's happening today. Here's what's happening. Ooh. Hold on, I put my glasses back on.
Okay.
Today, I'm not covering a story from the United States.
Yes.
And also, it has nothing to do with politics.
Okay, this is even better. Holy shit.
Hillary is throwing it out. We're throwing the whole fucking script out.
Guess what? It's our show. We can do
But also, this is what happens when there's a writer's strike. Our writers cannot get us the material that we need. And now I'm forced to do the work myself. What kind of goddamn chicken shit show you got me booked on? I gotta write my own fucking story? God damn it.
Yes.
Diva.
Write that shit, girl.
That's her diva moment.
I like it.
So I saw this story and I said, you know what? This has nothing to do with it.
But guess what?
We're gonna do it.
I'm gonna tell you something right now. Everything is politics, so fuck that shit. How about that?
I just love the story and I thought, I'm gonna do this with my girl and she's gonna go, this is fucking fabulous.
I'm here for it.
I'm gonna cover the 40 elephants.
What is that?
I got Peaky Blinders vibes, real life Peaky Blinders, women gangsters.
What?
Bitch, let's go.
Let's do it.
All right, I'm gonna take my glasses off because I can't see
elephants.
But by the way, this is what somebody in the 40 elephants would dress like. Oh. She's fucking sneaky and like undercover.
Tell me everything.
All right, okay, let me take my glasses off.
This is great.
Okay. So, the 40 elephants were a 19th to the 20th century all-female London crime syndicate who specialized in shoplifting. This gang was notable for its longevity and skill in avoiding police detection. The 40 thieves operated, they're also called the 40 elephants, operated from the Elephant and Castle area of London, which is a little neighborhood. Which I looked it up. The Elephant and Castle were like this. It was this famous pub and restaurant that was there. It's not there anymore, but they had this huge like red elephant with a castle on its back outside, and they somehow salvaged that, and it's now in the neighborhood. So anyway, that's the area they were from, and they were allied with the Elephant and Castle mob led by the McDonald brothers.
Hey.
So they were in existence from at least 1873 to the 1950s.
Wow.
Yeah, with some indications.
What?
Yeah, with some indications that they may have existed.
Can we, I mean, I don't want to shoplift, but can I just be an honorary
Yes,
member?
I want to be in the gang.
Oh my God.
With some indication that they may have existed since the late 18th century.
Holy
during
hell.
During the earliest 20th century, the gang was led by Alice Diamond, known variously as the Queen of the 40 Thieves and as Diamond Annie. She also had a friend of Maggie Hill, who was the sister to gangster Billy Hill. So a lot of these families are from poor areas, and this is how they survived. You know, they would steal, they would take things, and they would raise their kids to do the same thing. And the one thing I really noticed about a lot of these women is that they died in like their 40s. You know what I mean? Like they didn't live too long. I know, because they're in and out of jail and whatever. Yeah. Okay, so in their heyday was the interwar period, which was between World War I and World War II, so from 1918 to 1939, and the gang would raid on a large scale, not only in the West End of London, but also other major shopping centers across the country. The gang had its own set of rules and demanded loyalty from its members and others in their supply and distribution network. Alice Diamond ruled with absolute authority. with the cooperation of Maggie Hill, Gertrude Scully, and the Partridge Sisters, and many others.
The Partridge Sisters.
I don't know. I'm just scared of them. I'm just scared.
And what are they taking? Is it like large-scale shoplifting, or is it just like, hey, go in and take a lipstick, go in and...
Oh no, we want high money items that we can resell, right? So reports that the gang collapsed when their leaders were jailed for the 1925 Battle of Lambeth was incorrect. So this battle was between some gang members, and it was over one of their gang members' marriage to a man that the gang leaders disapproved of.
Oh my God.
So they started, so Alice and Maggie...
they started a war.
Led an attack against this couple, and both Alice and Maggie were sent to jail, and a new queen emerged, Lillian Rose Kendall.
Oh, shit.
Now, she was known as the bob-haired bandit, and I got a picture of her in our notes. She is so cute and so hot. Like, she would, she's so beautiful, too, that she'd walk in and be like, and nobody would even pay attention because she's a lady,
and
right?
She's a woman. Yeah,
so it was
don't think
exactly.
That. Wow.
She was the lover of Elephant Gang associate Charles John Ruby Sparks and a driver on his smash and grab raids. So the gang was still in existence after World War II, as new family members would replace old family members who had gone to jail, etc. So they were often said to be able to meet equal numbers of men in battle, and were admired by their male counterparts in the Elephant Gang for their organization and expertise.
Wow.
The earliest mention of the gang in the newspaper dates to 1873, but police records from London indicate the female shoplifters have been active in the area since the late 18th century. The original gang members wore women's clothes, which were modified to include hidden pockets.
Ooh.
They could hide their loot in their coats, cummerbunds, muffs, skirts, bloomers, and hats. And they raided large stores on the West End of London. Female customers were afforded privacy from some of the store staff, and they giving them the opportunity to stuff everything in and then kind of escape.
Yeah. So
they could get out of with everything. And the gang sold goods worth thousands of pounds.
So like jewelry, probably.
Everything, yeah. The female gang members earned enough money to financially support their male spouses. And the spouses in question included both idle men who lounged at home and inmates of the British prison system.
Okay.
The gang eventually became more well known in the area with the high-class shops, which they typically targeted, so people started to realize who they were.
Yeah.
And their mere presence could cause panic, eliminating the secrecy required for their activities. And so they decided to expand outside of London and go to other British towns in rural areas and seaside towns.
Oh yeah, because people were definitely not going to suspect a woman,
right?
Or especially a well-dressed woman.
Of course. During the 20th century, the gang modernized their activities. They invested in fast cars to transport their loot and to use as getaway vehicles, which could outrun the police. Loot was also transferred through the British railway system, and the members used trains to travel to a town and deposit their empty suitcases at railway stations. And during their return trip, the suitcases were filled with stolen goods. So that's how they would get it. Someone would fill it up, put it back, they'd pick it up and go back to town to sell it. So besides shoplifting, the gang developed sidelines such as looting houses and blackmailing individuals. Gang members used false reference letters to get hired as maids and then rob the houses of their employers. They also managed to seduce men into brief affairs and then blackmail them with threats of ruining their reputation.
Holy cow.
Yeah. That's a lot. The gang members led extravagant and decadent lifestyles by imitating the exploits of their era's movie stars and flappers. Part of their earnings were used to finance parties, events to spend lavishly at the clubs, pubs, and restaurants which the gang members frequented. This part I love.
Okay, wait. I just had a great idea.
I fucking love this.
I have a great idea.
Yeah.
Can we have a 40 Elephants party?
Ooh! I thought we were already there, girl.
But
I thought we were
wouldn't
there.
that be so fun?
Oh my
you
God.
dress up. I mean, it's like you got to be in theme of 40 elephants.
I fucking love it. Guns.
Well, fake ones.
Fake ones.
But like flapper, like you like that era,
Yes,
it would be so much fun.
But I also just love this idea of they're stealing all this stuff, they're making all this money, and they are not going to go home and like put it under the mattress. They're like, we are going to have some fun tonight. Yeah. We're going to spend this money. We're going to buy people drinks. They're tough as fuck. You know, they walk down the street and like people, the fucking crowds part. Like people are frightened of them.
I love that.
They're
never
fucking
heard
amazing.
Of this.
bringing home the bacon, honey.
Never heard of this.
I know. The gang was particularly territorial of their turf. So other shoplifters who stole from the shops on their turf were forced to pay the gang a percentage of their takings.
Oh, shit. So they're a gang.
Yeah. And if the intruders refused to pay, the gang arranged beatings and kidnappings of the offenders until the payment was received.
Oh. Uh-oh.
They don't fuck around.
They're not playing.
They are not fucking around.
Holy shit.
So while various gang members were arrested and convicted at times, their prison sentences tended to be short because they're women and they'd be like, oh, I have babies at home.
Yeah, and my husband's in jail.
Oh, I'm so poor and I needed the money. You know what I mean? And they'd be like,
I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, with exception to the beatings of the other shoplifters, they're just taking stuff.
Yeah.
They're not killing people.
It'd only be from like 12 months to like 3 years.
They're not killing people.
They're not killing people.
Yeah, so then who cares?
I mean, they'll beat you every once in a while.
Yeah.
That's the end of my story.
That's it? Oh my god. Wait, but what happened? Did they ever just, like...
No, I mean, they don't exist. You know, eventually they died out.
They just died out?
Yeah.
Come on, London.
Also,
elephant territory.
Also, like the mob moves in. You know, there's a part of the London, like, what is that great movie? It's called Legend. It's a real life story, and Tom Hardy plays these two twins. That it's a real like gangster movie, and they actually knew this guy. Like, I think that he was coming up when they were kind of going away, but it was a real person. It's called Legend. He plays twins. He plays both characters. It's so fucking good. And they were, you know, so other people started to like move in and become hotshots around there. But I just love the women thieves.
No, it's amazing.
Right?
Yes. And it's political.
Is it?
I mean, they're arrested. There's laws that they're breaking. They are fighting against the patriarchy.
Yeah, I'm like, you know what?
They're trying to make their way.
I'm going to talk about whatever the fuck I want.
Who cares?
How's that?
It's history.
How about that? Catch me outside. How about that? How about that?
Oh my god.
I love that girl so
That was perfect.
Oh.
We have to have the party. We have to plan this party.
I'm here for it.
I feel like everyone that we know would totally be down for that party.
Oh, yeah.
40 elephants.
Everyone we know is totally down to party.
Yes.
That's why we know.
Speaking of partying.
Oh my god, I can't wait to go to karaoke. So I've got a couple songs that I was going to pick from. Ooh. One of them is the Monkees' Daydream Believer.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So wait, was I with you recently when we heard this song?
No.
Who was I with?
It came on mine random on my phone, and I was like, oh my god, I'm fucking obsessed.
Maybe I was with Kate. I don't know who I was with. But it came on and I just started singing.
Oh.
And I was like, oh my god, like this song, it just brought me back.
Yes.
And
now, did you like anybody in the Monkees? I was a huge Peter Tork fan.
So I liked all of them. Okay. I remember watching reruns of the Monkees
on MTV.
Yeah.
Loved that fucking show.
And it was so funny.
Yeah.
And I love that song so much. It's just like such a cute song. Oh my god.
So
what can it mean
to a daydream believer and a homecoming queen?
Oh,
so fucking good. So between that or I was thinking about doing Cool for the Summer by Demi Lovato.
Oh my god.
Which is very sexy and about two women fucking.
I mean, I love sexy Hillary.
Depending on that's what I'm saying. I'm thinking
I feel
Cool for the Summer, like doing that with the crowd that we know there and like totally giving them the whole experience.
I feel like start with Daydream Believer when it's early.
Yeah.
And then like once we're in it and it's,
because there is a
bring that in.
grandma couple that sits front row and they do love me. They always like do this to me.
Love you.
But I think if I'm writhing around on the floor, dry humping the air and singing Cool for the Summer about my imaginary, hopeful, lesbian tryst, I don't know how they'll feel about me anymore.
I think they're into it. I mean,
hey, this is what I was expecting. I was expecting this. I was expecting I'd go to the microphone and I'd be like, hey. And then start singing it.
Like, I mean, think about it. This little couple, they're like, well, time to go to karaoke, dear.
Fucking every second.
We gotta get our table.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're there right now. They're there an hour early.
They're there because they've got to be like 75 or 80 years old, and they're out Friday night karaoke, front row center.
Yeah, and they sing. They
laughing and singing, and I mean,
goals.
Hashtag
goals.
What
bitch.
a life.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Good for you.
Good for you. Out late on a Friday night.
Tina,
watching crazy people
I tell
karaoke.
you right now. Why are you looking at me when you say that? I'll tell you right now. I make you a promise. If I'm still here at like 80 years old, I will be front row karaoke with you.
Oh my God, that'd be amazing. Could you?
Come on, gals. It's time to go down there.
Oh, that would be so fun.
And Tina's going to be doing her kick dancing. What's it called? Sublime.
Yeah, Sublime. Or
and my back is broken. I can't get on the floor anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you're right. Cool for the summer is about 2 gin and tonics in, a bit of floating, and like 2 gin and tonics. I will be on the floor showing them how it's done.
Let's do it. Oh, I'm so excited. All right, well, that's it. That's it for today because we got to go potty.
Love you guys. Oh my gosh. I meant to mention this in the beginning, but I'll have to tell him about it. I want to say thank you to my friend Jordan. I went to high school with him. We used to make out in his bedroom after school, and we would eat Reason candy and watch soap operas.
Reasons.
And then 5 years or 6 years or 7 years after we graduated, I got a random message from him, and he's like, yo, I'm gay. And I'm like, what the fuck? Did you know this when you used to stick your tongue in my mouth? God damn it. It was hot.
No.
The soap operas was probably a tip-off.
Oh my God, what did you watch?
Oh, probably General Hospital. I was obsessed.
You were General Hospital?
Yes.
Oh, I was more of like Another World.
No, I was total. That's the only one I ever watched, General Hospital. But here's the thing. We really just communicate and talk on Twitter. He's a supporter of the podcast, and he sees my woes. I'm always on there complaining to legislators about my homeowner's insurance and how fucking, please sir, can I have a discount on my insurance?
It's ridiculous.
And he sent me a gift for me to have a good time with my kids. And it was like the sweetest thing ever. And he sent me a message and he's like, you're gonna get this thing. And he sent me a beautiful card. And,
oh my God, Hillary.
And he said, and it was a money order, so I wouldn't return it because he knows I'd rip up a check. Was that the sweet? He's like, do something fun and get your mind off of this. And I think that is the sweetest fucking thing that's like this. Can you?
No, this is beautiful.
I know.
This is beautiful.
Because here's the thing, I'm on there and I'm trying to convey how fucked up everything is, and he's just seeing his friend who's suffering.
Beautiful. This is beautiful.
I know.
Jordan.
Yeah.
Jordan.
He's a sweetheart.
That's so lovely.
I know.
Oh my God.
I know. I couldn't believe it when I opened it. I was like, what the fuck? And then I saw it was a money order and I was really mad and I was like, God damn it. But he was,
That's so thoughtful and kind and so lovely.
Yeah. I meant to bring it up in the beginning because I don't know if he listens to the rest of it.
Well, then you just send it between. Just say you gotta listen to the end.
Yeah.
And I think that's really, really sweet. And it's, oh my God, that's just.
I know. So thoughtful.
And that's the thing I love about like longtime friendships.
Yeah.
Because it could be maybe you're not talking all the time, but they still love you and think about you, and
yeah.
And it's like so special. That's very special.
Listen, I mean, the thing that touches me the most is that I'm on there trying to say these things because it's very lonely. It's a lonely thing to have all of these things happening. And I don't really have someone next to me. Like when I was married, a lot of it's all scary to make these huge decisions about your home and all of these things. But at least I had somebody next to me to be like, okay, let's figure this out.
Right.
This is all on me to make these decisions and figure out how it's all going to get done.
Yeah, and you have your kids. Like
it's just a lot. And then when you see the legislature, they're not doing anything. They're not trying to do anything.
Our last episode, going through all of the bills, there's nothing there to help anybody in Florida. There's nothing substantial that is helping anybody in Florida financially, environmentally. There's all of these, like this is the stuff we need help with, and they're wasting our time.
Yeah.
They're wasting our time because there's everyday people who are getting hit in the pocket, and then you're going to come and do things like try to like get back at Disney, and that's going to cost people jobs. and money. You know what I mean? Like they don't.
This us suing Disney now is taxpayers are paying for that.
It's
millions and millions and millions of dollars over a lawsuit that should have never existed in the first place.
My God.
You know, he should have fucking let it go. He's such a fucking toddler. Like, it's so gross.
Scooping his pudding out.
And
scooping his pudding out with his fingers.
I'd love to see one thing. I'm sure there's bills that passed that were like helpful.
No, there have been.
Is there anything that DeSantis actually pushed that actually helps Floridians, not businesses, or like is there anything that he did?
No. So, well, thank you to your friend Jordan.
Oh,
I think that's
Jordan,
so
I love you so much. He sends
me.
I'm like, how much snow is in Maine right now? Because maybe I'll come to Maine, and maybe I can move to Maine after this.
Oh my God, Maine!
But then he sends me a picture. He's like, well, I had to shovel out the driveway to get my car out. I was like, no. All right, I might be out of that.
That's the thing. As like a Floridian, like I'm all, I often I'm like, oh, it would be so cool, and then it's like, oh, but then there's slush and sleet. And driving in the snow and snow tires and salt on the roads and
I don't know what any of that means. It doesn't make any sense to me.
It's stressful sounding.
But I will deal with it. I will deal with snow and sleet and snow tires or whatever. Yeah. As long as I don't have to travel. Like, we're talking about abortion 9 hours to North Carolina. North Carolina is trying to ban their abortions right now. Yep. Which means that it's going to be even further for Floridians.
My God.
Or Georgia or Alabama. Like, where are we go? What is our next refuge? They're disappearing. And who the fuck can hop on a flight to New York? You know what I mean? Like, who can do that?
Ridiculous.
Motherfuckers.
Oh.
Anyway.
Okay. Alrighty.
Oh, wait. I'm not done yet. Let me put my glasses on. I've got to end it like I started it, honey.
Yes, girl. Let's do it.
Okay.
Okay.
And bye.
Bye.
Oh, bye.